Merriman, catch and fire. It's on the... No way, Jose!
That's Indiana basketball for you.
Shot has gone viral.
At the board to Aarons, open three for Platt, and it goes.
And that's what forces need.
8 on the shot clock. Deep step back three from Goodline.
Absolutely packed Platt Arena.
Foresters do what no one else has done. Zach launches for the win, and he baked it in! A lot of big shots. He's trying to hit one himself, and he just did! What a shot there from Drew Goodline! Hello and welcome to Platt Arena. This is Preston Husband alongside Ryan Walker here tonight for a fantastic Crossroads League matchup in Huntington, Indiana. Not only do we have a great game in store for you tonight, but a huge broadcast as the FDN Senior Impact class is putting on an event called Hoops for Hope. They are working with a charity called Backpacks for Hope here tonight that provides those in need with essentials and a backpack. We are presenting tonight's game from 3 different locations. We have Sadie and Backpacks of Hope in the classroom. We've got Courtney Grimm and Hank Pulver back in the studio. And of course, Ryan and myself right here alongside the court in Platt Arena. Right now, we're going to check out where they are packing some of these backpacks. We've got Sadie Sondag, our FDN sports reporter, checking in. Tell us all about it, Sadie.
It's Shelly Scepter from Backpacks of Hope, which is a charity Huntington University is raising money for tonight. Thank you for being here, Shelly.
You're welcome. We're very happy to be here.
Of course. So first, what is Backpacks of Hope and how is all of this helping tonight?
Yes, Backpacks of Hope was founded after the death of my son. He loved people in need, so after his funeral we heard so many people say, you know, he was my friend, he didn't judge me, and you know, those things resonated with us and how much he loved the homeless. So we created Backpacks of Hope and put in items that they could use, hygiene items, non-perishable food items, hats, gloves, and different things to keep them warm in the winter. And we are just thrilled to be here tonight because it's taken community to be able to have us be able to help the people in need.
Yeah, that's great. So you talked about it a little bit, but can you go into more of how or why this is so important to you?
Yes, absolutely. My son had a passion need. From the time he was little, he was always befriended people who were different, that, you know, needed help. And then the older he got, you know, Zachary had an impulsive disorder, and he had different things like ADHD, and where I thought I was out trying to keep him safe, he was out, we always say, saving the world. He brought God into people's lives, and he just helped. He gave the clothes off of his back just to make sure people were warm and safe and felt loved and cared for. So we just hope that we can continue his journey of faith and love and help the people that are in need. We help men, women, and children, and homeless veterans as well. So,
thank you so much for sharing.
yes, absolutely.
You can donate by scanning the QR code. It'll be popping up all through the night. And if you want to donate in person, we will be having a raffle right outside the gym. So you have a chance to win a pizza party for you and your friends in the hospitality suite for the November 23rd HU versus Bethel men's basketball game, starting at just $2 a ticket. Hurry up and buy your tickets because we are announcing the winner at halftime. So whether you are online or in person, get out your phone, scan the code, and stay tuned for the raffle. And live in the studio, or it's live in the Plex, Sadie Sondag, FDN Sports.
Thank you so much, Sadie. What a great charity that is. Shelly Scepter, I actually work with her on a day-to-day basis at the courthouse here in Huntington. Really great person. An unfortunate event with her son passing away, but a really good chance for you guys to do some special things tonight and a special night all around. It'll also be a special night on the basketball court because we've got number 3 Indiana Wesleyan and number 13 Huntington University in town tonight. It's a top 15 matchup. Two teams that are 7-0, and if it's as fun as the girls' game, we're gonna have a party here in Platte Arena.
Yeah, we've said it during the women's game. It's 4 ranked teams tonight. Now it's number 13 Huntington, number 3 Indiana Wesleyan to start the Crossroads League, the best conference in my opinion, and I think in your opinion too. It might be a little biased, but I think it's true. To start the conference season for both teams. What better night to do it on a Wednesday night? Shoulders are packed just like this.
We're packed in.
Everybody, it's a blackout for the student section. I can't think of a bigger night really throughout the year, maybe until you get a little later in the season, but this is such a huge night and we're excited to bring that to you.
It's hard to find a better basketball game in the country, and we just talked about it and we'll talk more about it. That women's game held up pretty strong, as Coach Donegal wants to be on camera as well in front of us. He's one of the best coaches of all time, the best coach of all time at Indiana Wesleyan. We'll, dive deeper into his resume, and he has had a really good record against Corey Alford. 7-2 in his career against Corey. This is a team historically Huntington has struggled against, but man, the last 3 times these two teams have played in Platte Arena, decided by 5 total points.
Yeah, Huntington, Corey Alford clearly has done such a nice job at Huntington, and he's trying to match all of these schools in the Crossroads League, and he's just now finally just starting to say, hey, we're one of the number 1, 2, or 3 best teams in this conference that gets 4 or 5 teams every year in the conference, the NAIA tournament. So these two coaches, they've been clashing lately. Indiana Wesleyan usually has the edge when it comes to that, but there's been some times. My favorite is when Huntington went to number 1 Indiana Wesleyan and beat them on the road by 10 points. That was such a fun game to be a part of. But we should have one tonight similar to the women's game, and man, I am so excited for it. We're going to say it about 20 times tonight. We're excited, but we seriously are excited for it.
And there's obviously great players sprinkled all over this court, but a couple ones to watch tonight. We've got 2 for Huntington. We've got Lane Sparks, who's back from an early season suspension. He's back to scoring it like he usually does. Drew Goodline, but on the other side, a Division I transfer, which has become pretty normal for Coach Donegal. Luke Brown transferring in from Stetson.
Yep.
Redshirted last year. He's a stud from Blackford, Indiana.
Yeah, and Bontrager too. Caedmon Bontrager is another guy that's coming in from Jacksonville State. How do they find these guys coming to Indiana Wesleyan? And I mean, both teams really can pack a punch with the talent that they have. They've got several returning players that are all conference. And then you mentioned Luke Brown, a guy who did not play last year. He was a superstar for Blackford, and it was a Division I player coming back now and playing this year. And boy, has he made such a positive impact on this Indiana Wesleyan team. We certainly will have to watch out for him. And then, of course, we got Zach Goodline's good look-alike, and that's Drew Goodline. Quite literally, kind of looks like him now, but he's been hitting some big shots, and it took a couple of years for him to develop into the player that he is when last year happened. This year he's really taken it to a different level.
Well, we've got a fun, full night on FDN Sports. It's the Wildcats and the Foresters coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to kick it to a break, and then we'll be back for tip-off between the Foresters and Indiana Wesleyan.
My name's Emma. I'm Zach's cousin, and I'm a board member on Backpacks of Hope.
My name's Allie, and I am Zachary's sister, and I am a co-founder of Backpacks of Hope.
We put in our backpacks is items to keep the homeless warm, such as hats, gloves, blankets, and then a lot of sanitary items, and then just some non-perishable food items and water for them. And we started in the upstairs of my grandma's house, and after I believe Thanksgiving, so we would all get together and pack about, our first year was 50 backpacks, and just seeing us go from 50 backpacks to 2,000 was just really neat to see.
We may never know the lasting impact that we're having on them, but they're so excited and so thankful that they have items to get them through the next month or 2 months. I think that's the most impactful, but right there in those moments is all the impact that we need to see.
Thank you!
Hi, I'm Matthew Malone. I'm an ambassador to Backpacks of Hope. They hand out backpacks with winter stuff, gloves, socks, hand warmers, toothbrush, toothpaste, stuff to keep somebody that's homeless warm. The first place I heard about it was when I was homeless myself. Backpacks of Hope was valuable to me because starting me out with a backpack and with the essentials that I needed to move to the next step, I actually kept going. It gave me hope that people out there do care about the less fortunate. Anything helps. Money doesn't have to be a huge amount of money. I just love what Backpacks of Hope has done over these last years. It's a great nonprofit organization, and it'll be around for years to come.
Landon Jordan, oh my goodness! Fine, Roman scores again, make it 4 for 4. Get another basket. Jackson crosses over 15-footer. He's feeling it now. He can get it going quickly. One of the best scorers in this conference and ultra efficient doing it. Drew fires another three. That's his second already.
And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live.
We would love to thank Emmanuel Community Church for being one of our sponsors for this event. Emmanuel is a nearby church here in Fort Wayne that aims to make disciples through worship, study, and service. They host services on Saturdays at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m., as well as online options. Thank you again, and be sure to check them out this weekend.
Kamani Smith dancing us back into Platt Arena. It's the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats, the number 3 team in the country, against the number 13 team in the country, the Huntington University Foresters. We are in store for an awesome game. It is Preston Husband. It is Ryan Walker, a guy that has called a lot of games on FDN Sports, joining us here tonight. And Ryan, this is all you could ask for tipping off the conference season.
Yeah, this is one that you definitely circle in the calendar, for especially if you're a Huntington fan. I know that I did when I was calling games here. That was always the one to do. And Indiana Wesleyan, for good reason, is the reason why. They're always, seems like, top 5, top 10 in the country. Even on down years, it seems like, oh, they're number 8, number 9 in the country. But I'll tell you what, Huntington's got something rolling, and even though they've graduated, that guy's brother, Drew Goodline, to Zach Goodline's graduation, man, Huntington has not missed a beat.
Best start since the 2013-14 season. It is packed wall to wall. This is Crossroads League basketball, NAIA hoops. And if you're going to watch any NAIA hoops game tonight or any college basketball game tonight, you're in the right place. Let's take you through the starters for both sides. It's Max Gizzi, 4-year player for Marian University, transferred within the conference. He's in the starting lineup tonight. Lane Sparks, one of the best scorers in the country, will be out there with Drew Goodline, Jackson Paul, and Landon Jordan. On the other side, for the Wildcats, they're in their light gray uniforms tonight. DJ Moore, tremendous defender. He's been with the Wildcats for a couple of years now, transferred from Liberty. Griffin Cleaver, awesome player. First team back-to-back years in the conference. Luke Brown, impact transfer. We'll talk about him all night. Marcus Ankney and Cademan Bontrager from Fort Wayne Leo having an incredible season. His best year yet, just a redshirt sophomore. Jordan Bontrager tips us off. Cleaver will start with it. Wildcats basketball. Been waiting for this for a long time. These two teams to meet up. Bontrager and Jordan, two Fort Wayne natives, in a quick whistle on Landon Jordan. And that is not what you want if you're the Foresters, because this Wildcats team, you talked about, they pack a punch and they do it with size.
Yeah, and that's picking up a foul right away, just 12 seconds in on your returning second team, all Crossroads League player, and Landon Jordan. And I'll tell you what, if you wanted to get the advantage right away, that's how you're going to do it.
Bontrager is having a career year, 24 points per game, 7.3 rebounds. He's coming off 32-8 against Trinity Christian. And guess what, Ryan? He gets to the free throw line 8.5 times per game, so he does that right away. Sparks would be the top scorer once he becomes eligible in the stats for the Crossroads League. Hesitates, finds Jackson Paul, trying to get his offensive rhythm going, and he does with a left-handed layup.
Such a good drive from Jackson Paul, getting the Foresters right on the board early.
2-2, Luke Brown, the Stetson transfer, started his career at Ball State, then went to Stetson. Actually thought about going back to Ball State, and now he's at Indiana Wesleyan. He redshirted last year, and a pushing foul on Jackson Paul. Two quick whistles against HU. And what did Luke Brown do in high school? Well, he scored the fourth most points in Indiana basketball high school history. Yeah. How about over 900 points, the second leading scorer in the country as a senior?
Yeah,
3,000 plus points, Ryan.
Did it at Blackford High School, too. Yeah, almost averaged 30 points a game ever since his freshman year there.
Three-pointer, Ankney, no good. Jordan rises up and gets the board. We'll have that score graphic down there in just a second for you guys. Goodline had an opening, goes to Jackson instead. Gizzy and Sparks. Lane crafts his way through with the off right hand, his first two.
It's good to get your guards going early. You saw Paul with the drive and Sparks with the drive. Good to see their first shots go down early.
Brown rises and misses. Jordan, another rebound. Huntington playing fast here, up 4-2. Sparks feeling it already. Too strong. Bontrager rips it down. Cleaver always plays well here in Platte Arena. We've seen it time and time again. Might not have the biggest games, but always has the biggest plays. Gizzy, loose ball. It's Forrester's ball. If it's a jump ball, instead Max will just take it away. Up top, Jordan running. Tries going off of Moore. We saw that a couple times in the last game. Sparks and Landon just not on the same track. Inside, Lane knocks it away. Tonigal wants a foul. Instead, Jackson Paul goes to the rim and scores it again.
Man, what a tough bucket from Paul. He had an option to go to Jordan, but saw it wasn't there, so he had to take it strong to the hoop and was just able to fight through with some contact and get in for a two-pointer. Nice-looking drive.
Three on the way from Cleaver, and right on cue. He plays so well in this gym, and you saw it right there. .65 Foresters. Jackson Paul has 4, Sparks with the other 2. Lane driving to his right, double team, has to skip it to JP. Hasn't shot it real well this year, but he's off to a nice start offensively tonight. Drew Goodline, he'll drive baseline, finds Jordan right at the rim, couldn't get the easy one to go, and Luke Brown grabs his first board. Brown showing off the handles. Inside Bontrager, and now Jordan has 2, and Bontrager has a trip to the line as well.
Want to see if his hands just stood straight up or if one of those arms came back down. It looks like his arms were straight up in the air. Not exactly sure. Maybe the official thought he bumped him initially. That could have been the case. But that's another tough foul for Jordan, who now might have to take a break. He will.
So Brouvier comes in. Bontrager way too strong on that, and right away Roman grabs the miss. Roman had one of his best games against IWU last year in the semifinals. He was extremely active in 20-plus minutes. He actually replaced Jordan for a while in that game, so we'll see if he can be effective tonight. Battling inside against Cademan. 2 fouls on Jordan. Talked about him taking the seat. Jackson falls away from 10 feet, and he's up to 6 points, 6 of the 8.
Paul's doing it's just, go ahead, Preston, sorry.
Brown misses. Bruvier could not grab the board. This is what Huntington had issues with against IWU last year, and Coach Alford's hands already on the head because they got destroyed on the offensive boards, and it led to a lot of open looks like that for Ankeny. And with Jordan now, he's your best rebounder, so it gets really tough now. Sparks, 2 points. Jackson Paul still going to work against Cleaver. Haven't seen Drew shoot it yet. Good defense by Griffin Cleaver. Good line will fall away and knock it in.
Wow, nice step back three. You just said, he must have heard you. Said, hasn't shot the ball yet, and he said, well, let me just create some space and shoot a deep three. That's a good sign for Huntington early.
11-10, early lead. DJ Moore, not a big scorer. Saw him have one of his best games in that semifinal game we were talking about earlier, as Huntington does get a defensive board this time. Bontrager just his 7th 3 of the season. Rouvier knocks down someone inside. Lane goes to work, can't get the roll. Cleaver, who's a great rebounding guard, grabs another one. Looking for Bontrager on that early post. Ankeny wide open again, and if you're the Foresters, you gotta get a hand on him right now because he's a great three-point shooter. He's up to 6 of the 13. Gizzy, quiet night so far. That's off of Indiana Wesleyan, and that will take us to our first media timeout. Fast-paced game right now. It's the Wildcats up 2 in Platte Arena on FDN Sports when we come back.
My name's Caden Johnson. I'm from a small town in Hartford, Michigan. I'm a redshirt sophomore, and I am a center. My favorite thing about basketball is I like to go hit people. The favorite thing about this team is that we all are really close. Like, we're a close-knit group, and we all have fun with each other off the court, and that's probably really special to me. My favorite day to spend an off day is probably sleeping in, and then probably going to get 18 in at the golf course. Bucket list. It's gonna be about golf again. Something on my bucket list is I want to go play Arcadia Bluffs in northern Michigan, and I think that'd be really fun. I hope basketball can bring everybody together and hope it touches everybody through the game of basketball, through our big games, through our small games, just everybody coming together. (13-11), a little over 5 minutes gone. There's Norm the Forester. I am hearing that that's potentially Carson Watkins in that tonight. I'm completely messing with you. I just needed to give Carson a shout out. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but hey, I think he would be a good Norm the Forester. Carson has done a lot of games with us here on FTN Sports.
I'm sure he appreciates that.
Just thought he'd think it was funny.
You know, I think he would. He brings a lot of enthusiasm to Huntington sports, and I think he would make a good mascot.
Sparks finds Jackson Paul. He's made a good guard tonight. Goes hard to the rim, scores it, and count the bucket.
I was going to say before Indiana Wesleyan shot a 3 the last time, but Jackson Paul doing his best Gabby Melby impression, kind of taking over as a senior leader for the Foresters early on here. I believe he's, I thought he was in double figures already, but he is definitely close to it. He's kind of putting the team on his back. Right off the bat here.
8 points. He's averaging 9.7 on the year, and his shooting has not been there so far this year. He's gotten better and better at it, but he's now up to 9 points. And hey, if you're going to have a big game, you might as well make it against Indiana Wesleyan.
He's just a point guard that does everything for you. Of course, you mentioned the scoring. It's definitely an added bonus, but he does everything else well. He's a pest defensively. He dishes the ball out and gets some crucial rebounds too. It's exactly a guy you want on your team.
Luke Brown's a couple of ball fakes, and Isaac Andrews, who's just a freshman from Selma, Indiana, Wapahani graduate, knocks down his first jumper. It all starts with Brown getting into the paint, though. Good line, finds Bruvier. Nice catch and score by Roman.
That's probably the Foresters' most underrated aspect tonight is one of their big guys. Of course, it would have been Jordan, but now it's Bruvier who has to come in for him, and he's going to have to pick up some minutes early in this first half for him and be kind of the main forward.
Good defense. Bontrager forced that one up and missed it. Roman's got another rebound. Gonna have to have big minutes tonight with Landon Jordan with those 2 fouls. I'm not sure we'll see much of Landon the rest of this first half. Good line, showing off the handles, has to give it up to JP. He's got those 9 points. Jackson back to work inside, finds Gizzy, hasn't shot yet, now has a foul called as he was driving to the rim. That's gonna go on Isaac Andrews.
Boy, hasn't Maximus, or do they call him Max or Maximus?
I think we just go by Max.
Go by Max,
Yep.
Okay, I'll call him Max then. Max Gizzy, what a great transfer that he's been for Huntington. Of course, they are going to miss Zach Goodline this year, but he has been able to plug in right away. He's had a high impact just like he did at Marion.
Bontrager whistled for the personal there as Bruvier caught and tried to score quick. By the way, Carson did comment and say he'd love to be Norm, so I'll send him a resume on Indeed tonight and see if he signs up.
Oh, jeez.
Bruvier has got 2 points, already rebounding well early in this game. Free throws, not been his friend this year, but that looked pretty pure as he drops in the first. You know, Roman is so interesting. He was a connection through FCA that Corey knew through, I believe it was California, that knew someone in Belgium. It's like one of those stories that you tell that knew a guy that knew a guy that knew a guy.
Yeah.
And somehow Roman Bruvier from Liege, Belgium, not sure if that's correct, he shows up to Huntington University. He's been a good, impactful player.
Well, he's got the height, he's got the strength. He just got to put everything else together, and he certainly has at the college level. I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy, and it helps the Foresters here.
Bontrager spins and scores again. He is a handful in there as he goes right over the top of Bruvier. He, if anyone is as athletic as Landon Jordan, he's up there. He is bouncy, and he has really extended his skill set as well. Indiana Wesleyan does that so well with their players. Good line to JP. Now he'll take a three. That one's short, his first miss of the night. Jay Moore pushing it forward. Luke Brown yet to score. I'm sure that will change here in the near future. Brown being defended by Gizzy, one of the best on-ball defenders in this league for a while now. Moore gets in the lane, falls away from 12 feet, knocks it in. Indiana Wesleyan scorching hot to start this game.
That's a tough shot. Again, we've seen many just mid-range jumpers that they've been able to hit early on and a couple threes. And you can't double team anybody, or else a guy like DJ Moore is going to get on the scoreboard that way.
Gizzy got his own miss, puts it up, banks it in. Bruvier did a nice job sealing off Bontrager there, and now Gizzy's getting involved. See the pace for the Wildcats. They push it forward quick. Moore off the last two, floats it up, too strong. Bontrager pushes right in the back, and now both big men have 2 fouls.
Well, if you're on either side, you're going to say, well, that's not good about Landon Jordan or Bontrager, but on either side of the team, they're going to say, well, if our best guy is going to be taken out of the game, we'll take one of your best guys out of the game. So kind of trading big men here early on, so it's going to be maybe the guard show.
And that's what we've seen throughout the years for Huntington. They've been guard strong.
Yeah.
Obviously losing Zach Goodline, an all-time great top 3 scorer in program history. They still have number 20, though, who's pretty good as well. He's got it now. Looks up top. Bruvier wasn't there the first time, but gets it off the rim and in.
What was that about athleticism? That was pure just skill and strength to get up to the bucket. Just one-handed, able to get it off the glass. That was a nice finish.
DJ Moore back to work. Landon Jordan is in there with those 2 fouls. Able to hold his ground. 3 on the way from Andrews. He's got 5 points. The freshman only averages 5.3. And the Wildcats getting it done from deep. 2 bigs out there, Bruvier and Jordan. Gizzy running the point. Landon held down his pivot foot, falls away. That is not the shot you're probably dreaming of if you're Coach Alford as Jordan misses it. Maybe trying to do a little too much. Does have a big size advantage right now, does Landon, if he wants to work in the post. Cleaver, show and go, and Brouvier fouled him, but it's on the floor.
Yeah, I just tried to come in from behind and see if you can make a shot a little bit more difficult or pick up the ball. He kind of showed the ball to him, and just a little bit late on the reaction as he goes toward the rim and draws the foul.
Tons of viewers here tonight. We appreciate every single one of you tuning into FDN Sports. Nearly 500 live viewers right now for NAIA Hoops, and we can see all you commenting, so if you want to tell us where you're watching from tonight, give you a shout out here in a bit. Gizzy running on the break. Sparks from the parking lot nearly got it to go. Wow, that's a heat check early, and he's only got 2 points. Cleaver, so clever, keeps that pivot foot down. Inside, Moore, shot fake. Jordan straight up. Brouvier his 4th rebound.
Yeah, Jordan did that on his second foul too. I thought maybe he didn't get any contact or bring his arms down, and that's how his game has developed, and it certainly is a great defensive play, even when you don't go for a block necessarily.
Sparks misses again. They're holding him to his own right now. If there's one team in the entire conference that guards Lane Sparks well, historically it's been Indiana Wesleyan. Cleaver, shot fake, missed the 3, off balance. Brouvier is just rebounding everything right now. He's got 5 of them. JP inside. This is that size advantage. Jordan falls away and missed another one. Not the start Landon Jordan wanted.
It's really been him and Sparks that have struggled a little bit. The 2 all-conference returners from last year, and they just haven't been able to get their games going early.
We will take a break. It's the media timeout. Tied game 22-22 when we come back on FDN Sports.
We would love to thank Emmanuel Community Church for being one of our sponsors for this event. Emmanuel is a nearby church here in Fort Wayne that aims to make disciples through worship, study, and service. They host services on Saturdays at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m., as well as online options. Thank you again, and be sure to check them out this weekend.
Back in Platte Arena. First off, we just want to say thank you for all of our sponsors tonight. A big thank you especially to Emmanuel Community Church and LC Media Incorporated. Your contribution is much appreciated and is making tonight happen. Thank you very much. So we have all these people wanting us to give them a shout out. We will, but we've got one special shout out tonight. It's Nona Harris. She is 100 years old, right? And
Yeah.
she tunes in and watches FDN Sports for every single basketball game. She lives right over here at the Heritage. Thank you so much for tuning in, Nona. Your life has been such a blessing. 100 years old. That is amazing. And we hope that you are enjoying the game tonight. And if the Wildcats fans don't get too mad at me, we're hoping we can wish you a happy birthday with a Forrester win. But we do promise a good game no matter what.
We should tell the Wildcats that it's her birthday today, so you just slide over the win to Huntington, right?
Huntington running a similar offense out there, similar lineup, I should say. Cade Brenner's now in. This is a tough matchup for Brouvier. Good defense, and Brown threw it out. Roman is 6'9", guarding one of the best guards in this league. Just forced the 6'2" shifty Brown to throw it right to the Forrester bench.
Yeah, Brown thought that Jake Smith wasn't going to move there as he just breaks at the last second, and Brown thought he was going to be there in the corner to bail him out. Just kind of a tough play.
Jordan still trying to get involved. He's got the size advantage again. Bangs once inside, missed another one at the rim. Jordan is being held scoreless right now, is 0 from the field. Cleaver into Jordan, and that's his 3rd personal, and now Jordan's definitely going to be out for the rest of the half, and you can see what Coach Corey Alford thinks.
Yeah, they're definitely going to call it on the contact initially. I think it's another tough call on Jordan, who really, I think he's playing cautious and just mature basketball for a big that's going to get all the attention from the officials.
Long 3 from Brown. Brouvier, his 6th rebound already. At least he's been there to pick up Jordan, though. Gizzy to Bruvier, goes to the rim strong, and this might be one of those games again that we saw Bruvier have against #1 Grace last year. Very similar against #3 Iwu right now. He's come to play. Three-pointer on the way, short. Jackson Paul clears. Huntington's biggest lead of the night, 4. That was right at the start of the game. Jackson Paul trying to put it back there. No foul called. Corey Alford hands in the air again. Both teams going hard to the rim. Even though on the fouls, 5 against Huntington, 4 against Iwu. It's going to be a physical game, Ryan. We know that.
Yeah, that's for sure. Taking Landon Jordan out, but putting in a couple forwards that they have, it's still just been as physical. So we're going to get it all night.
DJ Moore, 2 points. Bruvier again, the big fella, showing off that defense, and now he's got a block. Huntington's got numbers. Sparks, full steam ahead, drops it to Bruvier, who scores again, getting it done on both sides.
Yeah, it's going to be the Bruvier game today with Landon Jordan on the bench. He knows he's got to step in for the Foresters if they want to knock off undefeated Indiana Wesleyan, and he is proving that he belongs on the floor right now.
Lead back to 4. Huntington looking for another stop. Luke Brown so far has not scored. That can change in a hurry. Finds an open shooter in Ankney. 2 threes, bumps into Jackson Paul. Bruvier again deflects the shot. Lane Sparks running. Likes to shoot it in transition. Puts it on the floor, floats it up, can't get it to go. Cleaver clears. Griffin back to DJ Moore. Back and forth we go. Cleaver behind the back. Pretty pass right to Jake Smith, another freshman. Cleaver is one of my favorite players to watch. He's got that length as a guard. He's got the vision. That time, no vision. It was behind the back.
Yeah, that was a great pass, and that's what the Wildcats needed to kind of calm the storm here in the Forest, and they were able to pick up a bucket after a really good defensive possession, too, in transition.
Gizzy to the hoop. Bruvier almost poked it back in. Loose ball grabbed out of there by Smith. These Forester guards struggling right at the rim right now. Brown puts it on the floor, kicks it out. Ankney from the same spot again. That time he missed it, but it's a loose ball that finds Cleaver. Jackson Paul, great defense. That should be offensive, and it's going to be as Cleaver got that elbow up just a little too high. He is so good defensively, and he doesn't get all the credit in the world for it, but he can do that on any possession. Huntington gets it right back. It's a 2-point lead, excuse me. You look at this, though. Huntington's winning this game right now. Sparks and Jordan, they've not really been a factor in this game at all.
Right. And Drew Goodline, other than his step-back 3, hasn't gotten involved, not even shooting that much, not necessarily missing like some of his counterparts, but it's only a matter of time where some of those guys can get going.
Jackson fakes, gets into that painted area, trying to get a shot up, 7 on the clock. Drew carves his way in, falls away. Bontrager grabs a one-handed rebound, not the possession HU was looking for. Brown quickly the other way. Nearly pulling from 3 was Andrews, and now Luke will go back to work. Nice pass, Bontrager rises up, nearly missed one at the rim. KJ, who's 6'11", was there, just couldn't stop him. 3 for 5 from the field is Cademan Bontrager. That's actually lower than his season percentage. He's one of the best scorers in the country, 72%. Open 3, Sparks trying to get it going, and he just has.
Lane Sparks needed to get going for Huntington to really try to get over the hump here. It's been kind of a tie game, and get him going there. We'll see how that progresses, if that's going to get him sparked.
Andrews with those early 5 points. Luke Brown fires from a long ways out, and he has his first 3. And once those 2 guys, Sparks and Brown, see one go in, you better be careful.
It's a dangerous game to play with, especially getting Brown open like that. Like you said, those 2 guys, as soon as they make that first shot.
Jackson from the free throw line, rattles in and out. Had everything but the finish, and Peyton Bird, the freshman, grabs his first rebound. Bird, left side Andrews, knocked down 3 from a similar spot. Now Brown will reset, fires from nearly the volleyball line, and here we go. Luke Brown can get it done in a hurry.
He's got ice in his veins, as he's displaying to everyone, and that's what he's been doing his entire life, and that's scoring in every which way. This time uses it behind the arc, gets the Wildcats up by 3.
Back and forth game here in this first half. Caden Johnson putting it on the floor, working against Bontrager, and a nice move with the right hand.
That is a great move. He knows Bontrager can't foul or he's going to get himself in some real trouble, so he took advantage of that and went strong to the rim.
32-31. Luke Brown's knocked down back-to-back triples. Let's see where the Wildcats go this time. Brown will come and get it. Good line. Held on to him. It's a personal foul. Waiting to see if it's going to be the media timeout, and it will be. So it's still a good one. 32-31. The Wildcats will have the ball up 1 when we come back on FDN Sports.
I'm Kamani Smith, a senior guard forward transfer from University of Rio Grande, and I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I chose Huntington because better opportunity for myself, more connections. I can see myself thriving. The coaches believed in me. Better situation for my family, especially with it being my last go-round. Overall, I just see myself really being successful in this program. The biggest influence in my career has definitely been my father. My mother's played a huge role, but my father was the one who put a ball in my hands. It means a lot to me to be able to raise money doing what I do, and for me to have the ability to and just give back to the people that supported this program, supported the school, and just supported everything that we do and take care of what we don't see. It means a lot to me for sure.
Hopes for Hoop Night, a senior project here tonight. Huntington University trying to raise money for Backpacks of Hope. It's a really awesome charity here in Huntington, Indiana. Try to give supplies such as hygiene supplies, maybe some food and other items for people in need. So if you can, donate throughout the game tonight. I want to give a shout out to some of our viewers. Jacob Pliers, I think I'm saying that right. He's actually got an offer from Huntington University. He's tuning in from Coloma, Michigan. Do you know anyone from there? Zach and Drew Goodline. Complete Training Academy as well. Landon Beagle and Cademan Bontrager. They go train there as well in Arbor, Michigan. Not sure how to say the name, but watching on the campus of Concordia University. Get through some of these here a little later. Luke Brown will go back to work. He's hit 2 in a row, looking for 3, and he's got it. And all of a sudden, Luke Brown's caught fire, puts his team up 4.
Yeah, you said it, Preston. As soon as one goes through, it's a dangerous game to play. And Luke Brown, he's starting to heat up. That's got the Wildcats up by 4 now.
Drew Goodline has an open lane and scores. He gets his first 2-pointer of the night up to 5. Got to have a hand up right now when Brown comes across that line. Luke going inside this time, threw it to Jackson Paul, who couldn't keep it in play. It'll be Wildcats basketball. Someone with the name of Slam is watching from Williamsport, Indiana. He was the manager of the 2014 national champion Wildcats. Awesome. He says Bob Peters is the GOAT. Growing up as a Huntington fan, I did not think so. He put a lot of pain in my heart, but he was a freaky athlete. And when you look at Bob Peters, you probably watch him and think, that guy cannot go up and cram the basketball. Guess what? He can, and he was quite good, a national champion as well. Coach Donegal is one of the best recruiters at this level. Youngest coach ever to 500 wins. 3-pointer from the corner, in and out. Another offensive rebound. And another open look from 3 from the opposite corner. Give them too many chances, and Isaac Andrews will keep it going.
Yeah, Wildcats have shot so well from deep here tonight, 7 of 16 now. They're taking a ton of them. Huntington really hasn't been able to get an open look from deep as much.
Nearly a steal. Sparks strong with it, can't get it to go, and then Bruvier missed a dunk. It's knocked out of play on Roman, and now a 5-point lead as Iwu gets it right back.
Wildcats have just have had a nice couple of possessions here against the Foresters, getting some tough shots, and maybe a little bit of bad luck for Huntington there with that ball just rolling around the rim, but Wildcats have been able to hit a couple threes and extend their lead.
Huntington didn't steal it, but they did force a turnover. By the way, we had someone say they wish that Iwu streamed games like this instead of behind a paywall. And guess what? If you want to tune into any free college basketball, college soccer, college baseball, any sport that we broadcast, we'll have it here for free.
You'll get quality too. I don't want to toot our own horn here, but we've got just great equipment and great people behind the scenes.
Jackson Paul is really getting it done right now offensively. He's the leading scorer in the entire game with 12, his first 3 of the night. Luke Brown against Gizzy, 2 good guards. Andrews trying to keep the hot hand. The freshman is on fire, already having a career night.
That is quite a response by Indiana Wesleyan. Every time Huntington tries to crawl back, it seems like they have a three-pointer to answer. 9 threes now.
Gizzy, tough too. He knocks it in, so Huntington comes right back. And Huntington knew that Andrews would shoot a lot of 3 because coming into tonight, Ryan, his 26 shots on the year, 23 from behind the line. So you got to know that and get out on him. Brown against Gizzy, rises in and out, another offensive rebound. Huntington just cannot grab a board. Kind of the story against Indiana Wesleyan for a couple of years. Andrews really feeling it now. Jackson Paul finally clears. Chance to cut it to 2 or tie it up.
That was a deep shot, but I just kind of expected it to go in just the way that he's been shooting, but just got a heat check there, and Huntington still within striking distance.
Sparks, a slow first half, takes a tough 2, maybe just forcing it a little too much as Lane, as that was a really tough contest.
At some point, I think some of these are going to start falling for him just because he's been able to do that. I don't think anybody's better at contested jump shots, especially in mid-range, than Lane Sparks. Tonight has just been the complete opposite for him.
4 seconds between the game clock and shot clock as Luke Brown will start the offense here at about 5. Brown off the dribble. Gizzy got shoved on the screen. That one's long and rolls out of play. And with 3.6 seconds left, Coach Corey Alford wants a timeout to maybe try to tie this up heading into the half. I don't know, Ryan, but this feels like one of those Huntington, Indiana Wesleyan games. We've talked about it the last 3 times these teams have met in Platt Arena. The first time, you probably were on the call for this. Seth Maxwell tip in at the buzzer.
Yes.
The next time,
yes.
Zach Goodline, fall away, deep step back 3 to put HU up 1 with about 6 seconds left. I was on the call for that.
Yep.
That was a winner for HU. Last year, how about overtime? Drew Goodline had a chance to win it in regulation, missed an open 3, went to OT, and Griffin Cleaver and the crew, they closed it out. And those fans right there, the students, they've seen this time and time again. When these 2 teams meet up, even if the teams aren't having great years, which both teams typically over the last 5 years or so have had great years, they expect a good game, and that's what we're getting again tonight.
Always a fun matchup between these 2 schools. You know, it's a battle between the conference, and you know, you get to see them another time throughout the year. So these 2 teams, they just get to clash every single year, and they might even meet up in a Crossroads League tournament, as you were talking about too. So seeing these guys this many times and having it be close every single time, it's like that is a calendar matchup that you want every year.
Dropped it off to Gizzy, and they fouled on purpose, so Gizzy couldn't launch up a 3, so a smart foul by DJ Moore. Now Huntington's just got to kind of catch and shoot, maybe time for 1 dribble, 1.2 seconds. Goodline into Gizzy, falling away right in front of the 3-point line, could not get it to drop, and it'll be a 3-point lead heading into the halftime break. Well, usually we'd take a long break during halftime, come back and recover and kind of see what happened in that first half, but tonight we've got something else planned. As we talked about, we touch on the charity before we go. Backpacks of Hope is a local Huntington charity organization that has been serving the community with backpacks filled with essentials to give those in need. There will be more chances to donate to charity throughout the night, but for now, we're going to send it to one former basketball player, one former now volleyball player, Courtney Grimm, Hank Pulver in the back. They're going to tell us a little more about this first half and Backpacks of Hope.
In an awe-inspiring hot dog eating contest, our participants will have minutes to devour as many hot dogs as they can. You've watched the 4th of July competition out on Long Island, where quantity, but this is speed and quantity in 3 minutes. The winner and runner-up will receive a gift card
2023 here at Huntington University, 3 of those years with Coach Alford.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you joining us today, but we will get straight into it. So first, our players to watch tonight are actually Jackson Paul and Roman Bouvier. And right now, sitting at the half, Jackson Paul has 12 points and 2 rebounds, and Bouvier is at 10 points and 6 rebounds. What have you seen from them the first half that have made a big difference for HU?
Yeah, I think that they're playing aggressive. They're working really hard to get into the paint, and that's huge, especially how they're guarding Lane Sparks right now, making it very difficult on them. So those 2 stepping up is huge.
And on the other hand, our player to watch for IU is Cademan Bontrager, and right now he's sitting at 8 points and 2 rebounds. What have you seen from him on the other side of the ball that has helped the Wildcats?
Yeah, I think they're playing him. They're doing exactly what they want to do. They're throwing it to him in the paint. He does have 2 fouls, but he still plays aggressive, like he's looking to score, making it really hard for HU as they're fronting the post on him. So just continuing to throw it to him down there, and it helps space out the floor and get other guys open shots around the 3.
For sure. Well, those are some key players, but this has been a great game all around, especially with some of the points in the paint. How has that smaller detail made a big difference for the first half?
Yeah, like I said, it kind of spaces the floor out. So being able to attack in that paint helps just get guys open around the 3, and it makes everyone defensively kind of go in and cave into the paint. So that allows guys to get open shots such as Drew Goodline, Lane Sparks. So if they continue to do that, it's going to make it harder for Indiana Wesleyan to kind of figure out how they're going to guard with them attacking the paint the way they are.
Well, as you said, it will make it a little bit harder, and the Foresters will have to continue to execute that in the second half. But, Hank, you've been in their shoes. The first conference game of the year is such a top 15 matchup. How does the mentality of conference play really play into the second half to finish strong?
Yeah, every minute, every possession matters. So it's going to be really physical. The first half, you saw that. It was very physical. Second half is going to be probably pretty similar to that. So finishing out every single possession, eliminating those offensive rebounds. Indiana Wesleyan now has had a handful of those where they had some second chance points, and then that led to them kind of gaining that lead in this first half. So if they can eliminate those, then they got a good chance to get a win here.
Well, as we talked about, there's been some great basketball, but we're ultimately doing tonight for a bigger purpose. Backpacks of Hope is a local Huntington charity that helps those in need all over the city, but the inspiration to start this charity is very close to home for the founders. Hear about their start to a lasting impact, followed by Norm the Forester showing you exactly what items you can donate.
I'm founder of the Backpacks of Hope. I'm the mother of Zachary Scepter. Zachary has always had a love for people who are in need, or even people who are different. From the time he was little, he always wanted to befriend someone that maybe didn't have friends, or, if they were in need, he would always come home and tell me. The older that he got, he had an impulsive disorder and ADHD, and so he would like to venture off a lot of times where I would think that I was protecting him, and he just was living his journey of love. We found out very quickly after he passed away exactly the impact or what his journey was in life. Losing my son at 21, just that's not ideal for a parent. But what we saw come through his funeral, there was 1,016 people right off the streets had made their way to the funeral home. We kept hearing, he was my friend. He didn't judge me. He listened to me. To us, that was huge, and we just couldn't believe it because we heard it so many times over and over again that at the end of the funeral, we thought we've got to do something with this, and that's where the Backpacks of Hope came from. When we're handing those backpacks out for people to understand that this is coming from a place of love, and it started with Zach.
That's all we have for halftime, but we'll send you back to Platt Arena for the rest of the game here shortly. But first we have to announce the winner of our raffle. The winner of the raffle is winning a pizza party in the hospitality suite for the November 23rd men's basketball game against Bethel. We will toss it back to Sadie in the classroom at the Plex with the winner now. But thanks for joining us here at halftime, and we'll see you next time.
Time to announce a winner of the raffle, our Hoops for Hope raffle, and our winner will receive a pizza party for them and their friends in the hospitality suite for the November 23rd HU versus Bethel men's basketball game. And our winner is Rose Melby, and we have our winner right here. Yeah.
The winner, my wife, Rose, not me, I'm Dave. Thank you so much. We'll enjoy the party. Huntington Hoops, Hoops for Hope, great cause. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations. Right. If you are still interested in donating, but you missed a chance to enter a raffle, you can scan the QR code that will be popping up throughout the night, and you can donate online. Again, thank you to everyone who entered. We are giving the proceeds to Backpacks of Hope, who will use your donations to distribute essential items to those in need. Okay, I'm Sadie Sondag, live in the Plex, FDN Sports.
Thank you so much, Sadie, Courtney, and Hank. Ryan's snacking. We didn't have time to eat dinner between these two games, but an awesome cause here tonight. Once again, we just want to thank everyone for donating and giving here tonight to Backpacks of Hope. It's Hopes for Hoop Night, a senior project here. Did you participate in that?
I did. Senior? Yeah, we did. We partnered with a local food bank, and we did a baseball broadcast. And you know, if you think this is too small of an amount to donate or participate in, you know, we raised so much money, and every little bit counted, and they were able to buy new freezers to store more food in and be able to provide more food. So I remember doing that. So it's really important to, and you should seriously consider donating to the cause with the QR codes that we're putting up tonight. And just thank you for doing that. It's such a cool project, and then all of our broadcast and film students do a great job putting stuff together, like tonight, as you see the QR code on the screen. They do a good job with some of their features, and there's our team right there. Those are the ones that are really working hard behind the scenes. So, you know, do it for a good cause, and they picked a really good charity.
So Huntington and I will kind of get back to the hoops part of things tonight, but once again, we'll mention that all night long. It is really such a good cause. But also on the basketball court, we had a great game. Huntington down 3. They had a little bit of foul trouble with that man right there, Landon Jordan. Altogether, though, you feel like Huntington played okay. They did not get much from their leading scorer in Lane Sparks at all. 5 points, and really struggled from the field. You're still only down 3. Only made 3 3-pointers in Indiana Wesleyan. They shot the 3 ball 9 of 20. So a couple of different storylines there. At the end of the day, I think Coach Corey Alford would be pretty happy only being down 3 at the half.
Yeah, I think good teams, especially these two teams tonight, they're able to find scoring when your leading scorers can't go, quite literally, when Jordan's taken out of the game for fouls, and then Lane Sparks, who just hasn't been able to really find his stroke as much tonight. It's been the Roman Bruvier, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. He has been just so crucial for Huntington on the glass, on defense, and then, of course, scoring some points in the paint. And then, as you were mentioning, too, like some shots by Drew Goodline, and Jackson Paul's really taken control of this game by himself. That's what good teams do, is some of those guys will step up. But for Indiana Wesleyan, it's been the Luke Brown show. He has been terrific all night and getting contributions from other players as well.
Now we've got Coach Corey Alford joining us for the halftime interview. 3-point game here, 41-38. Coach, you get a massive production, massive production off the bench from Roman Brouvier. What did he do well in that first half?
Yeah, he was awesome. He played physical, played hard. I thought, for the most part, they out-hustled us. They had the extra effort plays that entire half. Rome was an exception for us, though.
Coach Lane off to a slow start. We've seen this a few times. How do you get him going in the second half?
I just want him to defend. He'll make shots. I'm not worried about his scoring. I just need him to defend.
All right, thank you, Coach. 3-point game as we get ready to take one more short break, but then we'll come back for the second half action. It's 41-38, the Wildcats in front on FDN Sports.
My name is Landon Jordan. I'm a senior here at Huntington. I play the forward and the 5, and I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I think one of my favorite things about the program over the course of my 4 years is just the growth that we've had. A fun fact that people might not know is I'm a cat dad, proud cat dad, been one for the last few years. If there was one phrase to probably describe me, it would be introverted but outgoing. Backpacks of Hope is a local nonprofit organization here in Huntington that focuses on filling up book bags for people who are in need. For more information on how you can donate and give to this charity, there will be a link somewhere either on the screen or below, and just go ahead and give what you can.
A fun first half, just a 3-point advantage right now for the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. And for Huntington, we talked about it, they didn't get production from their big guns in that first half. But Roman Brouvier with 10 points, 6 rebounds. Jackson Paul as well. He's already over his season average with 12 and 2 points. Drew Goodline added in 5. Sparks with those 5. Gizzy had 4, and then it was Caden Johnson with 2. Landon Jordan, 0 points on 0 of 4 shooting. He will start this second half, and the Foresters will start with the ball. Maybe a surprise, maybe not, because Coach Donegal always gets the best out of his players. Isaac Andrews, a freshman, leading the way with 11. Luke Brown follows him with 9, as it was a balanced attack for the Wildcats, and we're back underway in the second half. Hoops of Hope night. Sparks trying to get his game going, rises and hits, and that's what Coach Alford said. If he continues to shoot it, he's going to make it. He just wants him to defend, so now he has to.
Well, and he swished it too. The ball didn't bounce around, so that's got to be a good feeling for Sparks, and maybe some bad news for the Wildcats.
It's always good news, though, when you get into the hands of Bontrager. He's into double digits. He has developed better than almost any player across this conference.
Yeah. In a short time, too.
Yeah, he's just extremely talented. Sparks trying to get it going, snuck it in again. He's got 4 straight. Having a little issue with our score graphic, but we are going to fix that for you. It's currently 43-42 Wildcats. Left side Cleaver, who's been quiet, hits again. The Foresters are just leaving these shooters so open in the corners.
That's their 10th 3 now tonight. Indiana Wesleyan and Coach Tonegal's team, they've just been shooting it well from deep all year, but especially well tonight against the Foresters.
Jackson Paul had that great first half. He goes off the dribble against Cleaver, and now Drew Goodline trying to get it going against Luke Brown. Behind the back, Drew stumbles, falls away. Tough shot again. HU has taken a couple of those just completely out of the rhythm of the offense. Cleaver coming off the 3, trying to get inside. This team cuts well off the ball. You see Moore go get it. Jackson Paul defending hard again. JP trying to stick with him. Bontrager catches and jams.
Puts it through. That's such a statement from him. Yeah, he picked up a couple fouls early, and he had to sit the bench for a little bit. He has really been able to control himself and come in here and make an impact without fouling anymore.
Another one of those tough shots, and this time Jordan catches and puts it over top of the rim. Back to a 4-point game. So having Landon in there is going to be important. He's got those 3 fouls and a long way to go in this one. Bontrager this time on the floor. He knows Landon has those 3 fouls, excuse me. Jordan can't get the initial rebound. Drew Goodline does and spins out of there. Sparks to Gizzy. He'll fire a three. That's too strong. And now Landon Jordan's called for his fourth. And Ryan, just absolutely no reason for it either.
Just trying to be aggressive, trying to go after the ball. He's just underneath and picks up that fourth. A couple of calls have been tough on him today, but yeah, like you said, you just got to be careful. But Jordan he's just such a player out there. He wants to be aggressive. He wants to have an impact. He wants to grab the ball every time he can. But that one just bit him that time. Now he's got 4 fouls. Who knows when he's going to come back in the game.
Honestly, the Foresters looked pretty good with Brouvier out there anyways. He's defending Luke Brown now. Luke gets to the rim, and again, Brouvier with the block. That's his second. We've talked about it. He is such a good defender on these guards at 6'9".
And even when he's not getting blocks too, just his presence down low has been able to contest some of these shots and really create an issue down by the block, which is supposed to be an easier shot for most teams. And he's making his presence known, especially on the defensive end, but he's picked up a couple buckets as well.
Underhand pass, Brown off the dribble, 17-footer is pure as he has gotten his scoring going. Up to 11 now, second leading scorer behind Bontrager.
Just too good to leave open in the lane like that. Just a couple nice moves and gets him a free jump shot.
No whistle comes against Gizzy on the dribble there. Great defense by DJ Moore. Cleaver, shot fake behind the back again, and Bontrager with his second jam of the half.
It all started with the fake and just getting a couple defenders to jump too early. Now that gets Brouvier out from underneath, and that's how Bontrager's able to cash in for 2 on the slam.
Largest lead of the night for the Wildcats. 8-point game. Goodline open for a moment and hits. That's a big shot as Huntington's back within 5.
It's just got to be in the genes of the Goodlines to hit big threes when they need them, and Drew showing off his three-point shooting ability and gets the Foresters back on the board.
Good defense again by Jackson. Forces the ball out of the hands, and now Brown has it, working left against Brouvier. Bontrager open again. Jackson Paul fouled him, and now he's going to have free throws. He did stop a dunk, but 2 freebies coming. Norm not as happy here in this second half. I do want to give one more shout out, Ryan, while we can. Drew Benedict, who played basketball here and then became an assistant coach, was a tremendous three-point shooter at Columbia City. His dad, a longtime coach in the area. He's tuning in. Drew and I used to hang out a lot, and I love Drew Benedict, and he's a good dude, and hope he's doing well, and thanks for tuning in to FDN Sports tonight.
It's a Preston husband reunion party in the comment section here tonight.
Got a lot of friends tuning in, which we love, and we love the Wildcats fans too. Thank you guys for tuning in as well.
And of course, we don't know as many of those being
do not.
Huntington people.
But we still like them. We have good interactions with them, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Coach Tonagle's obviously a class act and a really, really good coach. Jackson Paul had that hot start offensively. Drew Goodline had the last triple. Drives in again, got stuck in the air. Brouvier gets it back to Drew. Jackson left that one way short, and now it's out of play. So a good look, just not there. And Huntington maybe getting a little bit of a danger zone at the moment.
Yeah, that's the second time Paul has been short on some of those shots. You know, it's tough in a game like this with such high intensity just to be able to make adjustments on the fly, but he's been able to impact the game in so many other ways too.
DJ Moore, hard drive right, looking for an option. Jackson Paul's on the floor. DJ Moore scores, and Max Gizzy's called for the foul, and this lead continues to balloon for Indiana Wesleyan. They said Max just came down a little too much while trying to block that. It looks like a good call.
Yeah, anytime you get your hands involved like that, it's going to draw a foul whether it was or not. Most of the time it just looks like one, and probably is. Kind of tough to tell, but Wildcats do get the call, and they convert on both the shot and the free throw.
Now a 10-point game, largest lead once again for HU. Brouvier to Drew Goodline. Looking to step back. Good defense by Marcus Ankney. Rouvier catches against Bontrager, scores it inside. He's up to 12.
That's a great pass because you really have to get it in like a quarterback, getting it into the bucket of the defender, especially going to the basket like that. Indiana Wesleyan could have tipped that, but it was just out of the reach and able to get it to.
57-49, we're at the under 15 media timeout. Forrester's in a little bit of trouble on FDN Sports when we come back. Back in Platt Arena, it's 8-point lead. It was just 10 for the Wildcats, now just 8. My Uncle Chris' husband tuning in as well. Shout out to Uncle Chris. I'm sure he's got a TV that, I kid you not, it looks like it's 150 inches on his barn wall, and I would assume he's maybe out there watching. He doesn't like the cold, though, and it's getting cold here. Chance of snow tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in, Chris. Excited to have you listening in. I saw his son Gavin across the way. There's just people. And this is what Huntington is, people you know and see routinely at these games. It's just the culture that Huntington basketball has built.
Yeah, it's like a small town community at Huntington University. Everybody pretty much knows each other, and just being a faith-based campus, it's cool to connect with other people with a faith aspect and to be able to grow it or find it, you know, once you get to Huntington. And it's just kind of a family.
Good defense there by Bruvier. Bontrager forced into a tough right-handed hook. Sparks has been quiet tonight. 2 points here in the second half, and now he throws it away. They've got him wrapped up. Moore, quick off the dribble. Bontrager sneaking around that post area. Luke Brown back to work. Talked about his journey as a basketball player. He's ended up at Indiana Wesleyan, and they're going to like him because he may just be the best guard in the country at this level.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong on that. He's certainly one of the best, if not. He's had a journey through Division I and he's been to small schools, bigger schools, now landing at Indiana Wesleyan and contributing to one of the best programs ever in the NAIA.
Jackson Paul going to work, and it's going to be a hold. I'm not sure who it's on. We will see. It's going to be on number 13, and that is Peyton Bird. He was holding on to Bruvier. See it there. Bird just a little too physical with Roman, who's had to play the most minutes out of any big tonight, but we do see Caden Johnson checking in now. Point lead. Izzy gets it into KJ, just 2 points in that first half. Sparks trying to find the offense, nearly turned it over for the second straight time. Izzy was open from 3. Went to Goodline, who went back to Gizzy, and now Jackson Paul's got to go late in the shot clock. Another one of those tough shots. And Huntington, they have fallen in love with that shot a little too much here tonight.
Well, it's just that initial on-ball defense. It's so tough to get a running shot or just find a way open, and they've had to really go back to fading away. That's the only way they've been able to create space, but of course, fading away, that's such a tough shot. You can't really square at the rim very well, and you're falling backwards. You're not getting any momentum, and that's what the Wildcats certainly want to do. Is, you know, Greg Tonigal was really fired up about his team's defense on that position.
I think the score is 59-49. I see it as that in the arena, but the stats has it as 59-49. So I'm not sure where that extra one came from. But Right now in the arena, it's saying 61-49, but when we went to break, it was a 7-point game, and then a 2-point bucket by Luke Brown, and then the 2 free throws. So it should just be a 12-point game, right? Comment section, help.
Yeah, don't ask me. I'm not going to go back and look at it.
All right.
I don't know. That's such a tough situation to be in on either side, trying to figure out the score. It's such obviously a crucial thing.
Good line, fires and hits again. So right now it's a 10-point game. Think it could be 9. Either way, HU trying to get back in it. Good defense by Gizzy. So good at that. He's been quiet offensively tonight, but they brought him in to guard some of the best. Catch inside, going to work, and Sparks takes it away. Does have a defender in front of him. Lane to his right side, scores it. A little bit of contact, but got it to go.
And nonetheless, you get a couple points off a turnover. That's taking a possession away and scoring yourself. So they'll take the 2 points regardless if they get a chance at a third. And it's a nice move by Sparks on the double fake.
Back to work goes Andrews. He had that awesome first half. Andrews to his left. Good defense by Caden Johnson. Ankney against Sparks, and that will always be a body. And that is what the call is. A couple more people tuning in. Erica, one of our own, DMA broadcast hype video. She liked it. My father-in-law, Chris Woosley, tuning in from Tucson, Arizona. He's on the road this week. And Jim, I'm sorry if I say this wrong. I think it's probably Bollock, 16 HU manager, listening from East Liverpool, Ohio. So got people from all over tonight.
Really
it's what NAIA has done. And I'm going to get to a point here at our next media timeout about the NAIA in just a second. Jackson Paul nearly had a steal. One of those 50-50 balls goes back Wesleyan's way. Luke Brown behind the back, over the top. Bontrager stops, pops, can't hit, and Caden Johnson rips it away. So it is a 7-point game. We have confirmed.
Okay.
Good line. Still feeling it. And he should be.
Now it's a 4-point game.
I like that the scoreboard's right. I was stressing out a little bit. I'm kind of OCD.
I know.
That score's got to be right.
I
Drew's
know.
3 of 4 from deep now. Bontrager, one of the best bigs in this league. Caden Johnson trying to play good D, and it's an offensive foul. It's the Foresters' ball, and now that's 3 on Cademan Bontrager.
Really started with the transition bucket from Lane Sparks. The Foresters just got a little bit of momentum, and now a couple possessions away, they make this a 4-point game, and we'll see what they can do from here on out.
Coach Donegal takes a rare timeout. We'll take it with them. We're going to take the media timeout. 11:32 left. Foresters back within 4.
Feature filmmaking is going to be able to help us students make student films better, stronger. We have to keep our responsibility and be respectful to everyone, no matter what we're doing, where it's still there on student films, but it's really pushed on these features because you have to be responsible, and if something's not done, that falls back on you. And I think that's really showing people whether or not they can handle this industry or not.
I spend a lot of time observing everything around me and taking in what it looks like for a professional to be doing something in their field, which, you know, none of us have ever experienced to have not been on one of these. Like, we've only ever experienced amateur student film like level.
I'd really like to see that a lot of sophomores and juniors that were on the capstone film really take what they learned and apply that to their films.
Just having industry professionals kind of being there, guiding you, but also expecting quality work out of you. I think it's like a good pressure to have on you.
Four-point game, a good one in Platte Arena. 2 of the top teams in the NAIA. Tara Lawrence watching from Woodstock, New Brunswick, Canada. We do see you, Colby Tucker. Thanks for tuning in, and Tim Abel as well, checking out the game tonight. Appreciate all these views and all you people tuning in. Jordan back in the game, and there's an exclamation point.
Well, that's one way to get Jordan back in the game. We were wondering when was he going to come back in, and Corey Alford chose now, and he makes an impact right away with that slam.
Fans back into it now. The breath was kind of going out of Platte Arena. The air, it was gone, but now it's back in here as that's going to be a kick ball, and it was. Jackson Paul quickly turned, but it was definitely a kick ball, and I think it was on JP. I know we had a special listener for you as well.
Yeah, we had Robert Vanderkolk over at Bluffton High School. He's the assistant AD. I work with him plenty of times. He just won another ACAC and his first sectional tennis championship with the boys team in the fall.
Jordan keeps it in. Now HU can tie or take the lead. Sparks full steam ahead. Up top, Landon. Again, those two not on the same page, but Drew Goodline there to bail him out.
Now, it doesn't help that Caedmon Bontrager is down there also defending. Kind of tough to get an out pass into him when he's down there.
Drew drives left, up with the right hand. No good, but Landon Jordan misses the first and puts it back. Hold your breath, as now it's tied, 10 minutes left. DJ Moore drives in. Drew Goodline there to defend. Max Skizzy has the rebound. Foresters with numbers. It's 5-on-4, and that is a big play from Ankney because HU had a one-player advantage, and DJ Moore is still down behind the play, and it looks like he's going to have to leave the game. He's just barely hobbling off. Beth Harrell, the trainer for Huntington University, will go check him out. Shout out to her. She's the reigning Crossroads League Trainer of the Year. They give those awards away as well.
Just about to say, one of the best to do it for sure, and she's got the proof to back it up.
Huntington trying to grab that momentum. They've got a little bit back. There goes Drew Goodline to the rim this time.
Boy, such a big bucket to get the Foresters up by 2 now. Man, they've just had some big offensive and defensive possessions here late.
How about Drew Goodline in the second half? He's up to 16 points in the game. Brown trying to quiet the crowd, can't do so. Another offensive rebound. Brown to Andrews. Good contest by Jordan, and it's Foresters basketball, and it's the media timeout. Wind back in the sails. The Foresters up 2 as we head to a break, and they've got the basketball on FDN Sports right after this.
My name's Emma. I'm Zach's cousin, and I'm a board member on Backpacks of Hope.
My name's Allie, and I am Zachary's sister, and I am a co-founder of Backpacks of Hope.
We put in our backpacks is items to keep the homeless warm, such as hats, gloves, blankets, and then a lot of sanitary items, and then just some non-perishable food items and water for them. And we started in the upstairs of my grandma's house, and after I believe Thanksgiving, so we would all get together and pack about, our first year was 50 backpacks, and just seeing us go from 50 backpacks to 2,000 was just really neat to see.
We may never know the lasting impact that we're having on them, but they're so excited and so thankful that they have items to get them through the next month or 2 months. I think that's the most impactful, but right there in those moments is all the impact that we need to see.
Thank you!
This Hoops for Hope night, you saw that, the senior project here for the sports production seniors, a part of live production film at Huntington University. You can donate right there on your screen, huntington.edu/Hoops for Hope. A lot of hope back in Platte Arena as Goodline is hot right now, and he keeps it going up to 18, and a lot of those coming in this second half.
Yeah, he's been crucial. Of course, Landon Jordan's been crucial as well. But just to pick up a couple buckets down low, and that's what Drew's been able to do. And of course, from deep, he's been able to keep the Foresters within striking distance.
Cleaver launches a long one. HU clears. Goodline to the right, Sparks to the left. He'll drive to the rim, put it up and in, and now Sparks has got it going. How about a 6-point Forester lead?
As soon as Lane Sparks was able to get a couple baskets to fall, we knew it was going to be a problem for IWU.
Huntington still got a rebound defensively. Sparks almost had it. Now he does. Likes that transition three. Spins to the left, scores it, and a foul! A chance to put the Foresters up 9. It was only a matter of time till Lane Sparks got it going.
Lane chopped down a couple trees coming in, making a couple moves and getting it and one. Wow, just some huge buckets down low. And of course, that's going to help Huntington take the lead, but it's really been their defense that's been able to get out in transition like Coach Alford wants to.
10 points in the second half, make it 11. He is a first-team preseason all-conference player. Jared Yock just decided to pull Landon Jordan out. Probably a good move with those 4 fouls because Landon's been big and Brouvier's been just as good.
And that would be such a momentum killer if he would have gotten his 5th around this area too.
The crowd, most lively they've been all night. Good defense. Brown against Gizzy. 2 great guards. One a great defender. One of the best scorers as Brown gets in the air. He's got a couple of free throws coming, but Gizzy still making him work so hard.
Yep.
You'd almost live with 2 free throws over a 3-pointer from Brown.
Yeah, and it's tough because he's just a good scorer in general. So getting him to the free throw line, you know, on paper looks good. You got to make him earn it, but he's still a good enough shooter to be able to capitalize. I guess we'll find out. He makes the first. Yeah, that was great defense by Gizzy, and just maybe a little bit too good. It picks up the foul, gets him to the line.
It's only Gizzy's second. He's going to be on Brown a lot the rest of the way. This is very eerily similar, if you're a Forester fan, of the semifinals last year in the Crossroads League. Huntington took a 10, 11-point lead, and then boom, like Coach Tonagle's teams usually do, they come back, they adjust at a media timeout or something. Just a 7-point game, but you feel as if HU is trying to grab control. Sparks in control right now. Maybe a little bit forced there from Lane. He now has to get back on defense. Moore goes to the rim. Brouvier is going to be called for the foul, and just like we said, Moore a chance to cut in this lead and make it a 4-point game.
Just drawing the contact, did want to see it. We're going to get a good look at it. Looks like he did get the arm in kind of near the neck area.
As Moore finishes off the 3-point play, and just like we were talking about, there's one of these runs from IWU, and you look up the scoreboard, it was 9, now it's 4.
See if the Foresters can pick up another big bucket. Here they've had it time and time again. See where they go through. They go to the well of the 3-pointer, they will.
Drew has got the clutch gene, and it lives on. Unbelievable. This dude played 18 total games as a freshman and sophomore. He's now a superstar tonight. Foresters wanted to travel. Luke Brown, he's going to try to answer against Drew. Through the lane, backdoor pass, Ankney. Moore puts it on the floor. He's starting to get it going. Missed an easy one. Max Gizzy has it.
In transition again.
Drew feeling it. Why not? No good. And now Moore grabs it.
Imagine if that went in.
Moore coast to coast, another blocking foul. It won't be a bucket, but Gizzy just picked up his 3rd, and still 7 minutes left. That is such a 50-50 call. I do not envy any ref for having to make that call, because it's 100 miles an hour. IWU fans think that is clearly a blocking foul. Forester fans think that is a charge, and I think that's the toughest call in sports.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's like, how do you call that? And of course you can go to the textbook, but in real time, real speed like that. I mean, we just looked at a slow-mo replay, as we've kind of mentioned in our broadcast. Like we always yell at officials, but we're looking at a frame-by-frame look, and they have some room to make mistakes, but honestly, if you look at a call to call, they make probably 90% of the calls correctly throughout a game.
Moore makes both. He had only missed 1 free throw all year before tonight, and that has stayed true as he's now perfect from the stripe. Just a 5-point game again. Landon Jordan back in. Does have a size advantage in size against Jake Smith, who's 6'6".
He's got to be real careful not to pick up that fifth.
Jackson finds Drew. Gizzy has not had much to do offensively tonight. That can change on one possession. Max cuts through. Jackson Paul looking for an option. Big to big. Jackson Paul gets it back. Stops, rises, doesn't hit. Bruvier there to tip it back in. He's been incredible.
Indiana Wesleyan had all 5 guys covered for pretty much the majority of that possession, but as soon as Paul just kind of was looking for somebody, that gave him enough space to take a shot, and that gets Bruvier down low.
Landon got to be smart here. He's got those 4 fouls. Good job pushing Brown away, and there's number 5 as Brown couldn't get it to go, but Landon's done as he is fouled out of this game. Coach Corey Alford had to put him back in there, and he had some massive minutes here in this second half, but for now, his night is over. You take what you get from him, 6 points, 8 rebounds, the 5 fouls. You replace him with Lane Sparks, and now the big man is Roman Bruvier the rest of the way.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing for the Foresters. Of course, you want one of your best players on the floor, and you feel bad for Jordan fouling out so early. He's been struggling with it ever since the opening tip when he fouled with 12 seconds in the game. But with the way that Bruvier's been playing tonight, it's not much of a step down, at least tonight. Again, you want Jordan in the game, but he's played his way into having a really nice night.
It's 2-shot foul. Brown, perfect. He's 3 for 3 from there tonight.
Bruvier with 14 points tonight, just to add on to that. 8 rebounds for him, and he's 6 of 7 from the floor.
Yeah, it's amazing. Brown makes both. He's up to 17. It's now back to a 5-point game. And him and Bontrager, they're the two-headed monster that is going to lead this IWU team as far as possible. They are without Dejon Pruitt tonight, who's a transfer from Jacksonville. Backdoor cut, and there's an assist for Bruvier as Jackson Paul has had some big buckets. Brown working against Gizzy. Now Gizzy does have 3, still right around 6 minutes left. Good hands by Jackson Paul. It's a jump ball. It's going to stick with the opposing team, the away team, but that is what Jackson does so well.
Yeah, and it does take a possession away now from Indiana Wesleyan, so now the Foresters will take it, or excuse me, the Wildcats will take it with 5:46, but that could be crucial a little bit later in the game.
16 seconds left on the shot clock. 5:46 in the game. Long pass to Brown. Hasn't had that 3-point stroke yet in the second half. Once again, he sees one go in. Things get troublesome, and now Indiana Wesleyan is in the double bonus. 10 fouls on the Foresters, just 3 on Indiana Wesleyan here in the second half.
I think that'll be Bruvier's 3rd. I mean, it's not of concern necessarily right now, but if he does pick up that 4th, boy, Huntington's really in some trouble. Just the way that the Wildcats can score down low with Bontrager, I mean, that could be a serious problem later on in this game. Still a decent amount of time left on the clock, so that's very possible that they continue to go down low, maybe get a less aggressive couple forwards.
17 free throws for Indiana Wesleyan, just 4 for the Foresters tonight. Indiana Wesleyan is very aggressive. They play a lot of their ball inside. That's a big reason why. Jackson Paul to the rim, and he'll get one more free throw, plus a 2-point bucket.
That's such a big shot for so many reasons. Of course, you get the points on the board with the foul, but look at Bontrager. He's right there. He just was not able to swat the ball away. He was very close to blocking that shot. Now Paul has a chance to make it 3 points instead of a 2 free throw chance if Bontrager was able to get that.
So Jackson Paul has struggled immensely this year offensively. He would tell you that, Ryan. He would say, I've not been that good offensively. Well, guess what? Tonight he's got 16 points and now has 2 big buckets late in this game. 7 of 13 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line. That is what you want from one of your gritty star senior players.
And he's had a couple jumpers here and there, but it's really just been creating it down low and driving to the bucket. None of them have come easy for him.
Brown back to get it. Here's Jackson on defense this time. Cut him off. Good defense. Bruvier double. And now Jackson back to defend one-on-one. Rouvier again, and that is 11 fouls on the Foresters in the second half now, and that's 4 on Rouvier.
Well, with an 8-point lead, Indiana Wesleyan, of course, has to get points on most of their possessions if they want to come back. This is the way to do it. Just be aggressive and let the Foresters try to foul them as much as they can, because it's going to be 2 shots from here on out.
Huntington has 11 fouls in this second half. Indiana Wesleyan has 10 in the entire game. It's just sometimes it's how you feel. I mean, and we're not saying it's been good or bad. It's just we've talked about it. HU maybe takes a couple more 3-pointers than Indiana Wesleyan, and IWU is going to be aggressive inside. 6-point game, 5 minutes left. Now Caden Johnson's got to check in as Rouvier needs a seat.
Something just to keep a note on, Wildcats shooting 76% as a team from the free throw line. It's a pretty good number. So the more fouls the Foresters have, the more shots that Wildcats are able to get for free throw line.
See who it is this time. Drew Goodline feeling it, and he just keeps it going. Another big-time triple. Jackson Paul, good D. Moore gets all the way to the rim. That's a quick 2, but HU still up 7. How about Drew Goodline, man?
He's been crazy. I don't know his official numbers from beyond the arc tonight, but it has been near perfect for
6 of 7.
6
Ryan.
of 7.
Not
Yeah,
too
near
bad.
near perfect. That has been a huge difference, and of course I think Rouvier has been a big difference, and Sparks in his little stretch too.
Gizzy off the dribble, falls from 12, and when you need a big bucket, you go to a guy that's played high-level ball for 5 years. Max Gizzy just gets it done up 9.
They're getting point production from so many guys tonight that when the stars are ready to align, Max Gizzy and Lane Sparks are going to be right there.
Bontrager misses an easy one. Cleaver has been quiet all night. Shot fake, hits a 3, and we talked about it. That's what Griffin does. He might be having a tough night, but he knocks down his 3rd triple, and he's someone that just makes big-time buckets. Now has 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists.
I think that's their first made 3 in a very long time. I think they picked up their 10th early in the second half.
Right
so
out
they,
the gate,
they have not been able to get the ball off from deep.
Gizzy blocked, but Cleaver called for the whistle, and that will take us to our last media timeout. Coach Corey Alford and staff, they're starting to feel it when we come back. Max Gizzy with 2 free throws by 8.
We've got a timeout on the floor.
To 79, a really impactful night here in Platt Arena as the senior project here at Huntington University is helping with a charity called Backpacks of Hope. It's our Hoops for Hope night. You can donate right there at that link on the screen. The Forester fans, they can start to feel it, but still not out of the woods yet. This is a good Indiana Wesleyan team.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember too, in that first half, Wildcats shot so well. They could go off at any moment. That's how they got their lead in the first half.
But maybe a big difference, and you just brought this up, Huntington only has 3 turnovers. That's incredible against one of the best defensive teams in the conference year in and year out. Gizzy knocks it in. What a transfer he has been. His stats, they're not gaudy, Ryan, but he had 26 in this building last year, and he's going to have big performances like he is right now late in games. Played for Coach Hetty, who is a great coach at Marion, now at UIndy. He's the guy the Foresters wanted. They got him, thankfully.
And I'll tell you, it might just take a little bit. I mean, you got to remember he's been playing for the same system, same coach for 4 years, coming over to a new school. Now it's a little bit of a culture shock maybe for him, but he's still been able to produce at a high level.
Brown from 10 feet, in and out, rebound down to Drew Goodline, and now 3 minutes left. Foresters up 8.
Now they have the chance to just slow it down, take it, 20, 25 seconds at a time, try to get a good shot.
Izzy nearly got across the line in 10 seconds.
Got to cross the line first.
Yes. What they're trying to do. It's been tough sledding for Corey Alford against IWU. Sparks, quiet night, still has 16. Gizzy, one of the finishers on this team, falls away and makes a ridiculous shot to put it up by 10.
That's how you win big games, Preston. Hit big shots like that.
Foul on, it looks like Caden Johnson. Gizzy, look at his stats tonight, Ryan. He is so efficient. Tonight, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 10, or 2 of 2 from the charity stripe.
Yeah.
Coming into tonight, he missed 1 shot over his last 2 games, and when you need him the most, he comes up for HU.
He was pretty quiet, of course, for really the first half and part of the second half, but it just shows you he does things throughout the entire game to help the Foresters, and he's a senior leader. Of course, he's the oldest on the team, at least as a graduate senior on this team. He's exactly the presence you want out on the floor. And that's exactly why, even if he's having an off night maybe on the scoreboard, he's still going to be able to produce numbers and big shots like that.
8-point game, 2:20 left. Lots of minutes, lots of college games out there right now for HU. Sparks gets the whistle on Ankney. The next one will put the Foresters in the 1-1, 2:16 left. I want to also give a huge shout out to NAIA Hoops Report. Yes. They're watching tonight. They live and breathe NAIA basketball, and they give this league a ton of coverage, and we appreciate everything they do. I told them we give them a shout out, and I'm sure they're tuned in for the final minutes. Jackson Paul fouled, and now we will shoot some free throws. Well, the Foresters, 7 of 7 from the charity stripe tonight. Knock on wood, Ryan. I did it in the girls' game, too.
Oh, I know. Well, I just want to give a shout-out, too, to the NAIA Hoops Report and NAIA Ball. Those two kind of work hand in hand. They do the same thing. And if you want to be an NAIA junkie in basketball or baseball, those are the 2 accounts to really follow. They know exactly what they're talking about, and they love this stuff. And they work just tirelessly on just figuring out players and teams and trends and all that kind of stuff. So that definitely go give them a follow.
Jackson Paul try to make it a 10-point game. Foresters perfect tonight from the charity stripe. That has been one of their biggest issues on the young year. 10-point game, 2 minutes left. Wildcats going to have a wild ending to come away with a win. Moore fouled by JP. Rouvier was there to block it, but it is 2 free throws coming for DJ.
May not be much, but that block is very crucial. That could have been a 3-point play. I don't know if he would have made it or not. It's kind of tough to tell, but just to not even give him an opportunity to do so, that's 3 points to get you closer right there. You need to just make sure that Indiana Wesleyan can't climb back, especially with that block. Every point counts.
DJ Moore, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I really like him. He is an on-ball defensive menace. He shut out some of these Foresters last year in that semifinal game. Lane Sparks shot 6 of 21 in that game. It wasn't a good start tonight, but now he's 7 of 15. But Moore is someone to watch. I think he's got 1 more year left as well. He's a tremendous defender. Just high IQ basketball player.
Yeah, I agree completely. And you did see it from Sparks. For the most part, a lot of his stuff has come off a transition too. So that's definitely credit to Moore.
And now a foul again, and the Foresters will keep shooting free throws as Ankney's called for the personal. NAIA Hoops Report. Tip of the cap, guys. I am no Nona Harris, but happy to be watching another great production. So
that's awesome.
Once again, Nona Harris, a big Forester fan. He is celebrating 100 years tonight. Might be past her bedtime. We're getting a little late here tonight, 9:41, but happy birthday to her. This great production is really brought to you by everyone in the back. Ryan and I get to do the fun job. We get to talk about it, but we've got cameras at every angle. We've got replay. We've got a director, a producer. It has been phenomenal. Carissa's been in our ear all night, Sadie, and we had Courtney and Hank at halftime. It's been remarkable what our team has done, and we hope you guys keep tuning in. This is one of the most viewed broadcasts I've ever been a part of, right around 700 viewers at some point. We know you love the NAIA and appreciate you tuning in. Back cut, Brown, Ankney, corner three. He's been so good from there tonight. He connects on another one as that pulls it back within 90 seconds left.
The Wildcats want to do that. They got to pick off a couple passes, create some turnovers, and they got to hit some threes. That's how they got up ahead by, I think it was about 10 points in the first half. They were red hot from deep. They just have not been able to shoot the ball from beyond the arc in the second half.
Big possession for HU. Can start to put this one away, and Max Gizzy gets to the rim. It's rebounded by Bontrager. Foresters have to get back quick. Kleber, 3 threes on the night, just 9 points though. Griffin gets to the right, kept that pivot foot down, missed the shot, got his own miss, flips it in. Gizzy didn't know it was there. DJ Moore fires. That's no good. Loose ball to Gizzy. Able to pick it up, and it's a foul on Indiana Wesleyan. And now Max Gizzy just may have a chance to put this one away.
Well, it was a good offensive possession for the Wildcats. They just were not able to put a bucket through the hoop. That's going to be a big difference here as Huntington goes to the free throw line. They're starting to feel it. And that defensive possession right there certainly upped their chances to pull out with a win tonight.
Fans on their feet. Max Gizzy brought in for moments like these. Gizzy's first up and in. 13 points for the grad senior. He's played in this league for 5 years. Had some heartbreaking losses, big time wins for Marion. Played Indiana Wesleyan many, many times. And tonight, the oldest player on the roster comes through late in this game. Coach Elford is going to take a timeout. It is a 9-point lead with 42.7 seconds left. This won't be the last we see of the Wildcats. These two teams very much could meet up in the semifinals. They will meet up again at Lucky Arena for sure. But in the semifinals, the championship of the Crossroads League, they bring it every year. And this is a big win for Coach Corey Alford. 2-7 against the Wildcats. All these close games tonight, looks like they're going to take care of business.
This is a really, really good win for Huntington tonight. They were down for really a lot of the first half and part of the second half. But they got some production from their guys when Lane Sparks wasn't able to get going on the offensive side. It was Drew Goodline from beyond the arc. He was 6 of 7 from deep. That certainly helped. Landon Jordan, when he was coming out, it was Roman Bruvier. Man, he was the MVP, I think, for the first half. He picked up, I think it was 8 rebounds. He's got double figures tonight. And that's a player that can do it on a night-to-night basis, but they needed it more than ever tonight with Jordan fouling so early and fouling out so early in the game. So it's just a big shout-out to the guys that come off the bench, or guys that are kind of the silent assassins. And now that Lane Sparks and Maximus Gizzy gets going late here in the second half, Huntington was able to bridge that gap. Here they are almost up by 10.
By the way, this is a new career high for Drew Goodline. He will be remembered for a long time, just like his brother. Maybe not the same career, but he has worked his butt off to be playing in games like this, and it's really an amazing story. Moore into the chest of Jackson Paul. How about a defensive dagger?
Again, it's just one of the calls that we said could go either way, and this time it goes towards the Foresters. And man, that's a potential 3-point swing there. As Paul goes to the ground there, you can be the judge at home. But yeah, that's a potential 3-point swing here with 40 seconds to go. And the Wildcats, every possession is crucial, and back-to-back times we've seen them give the ball right back to Huntington.
Been a new look Forester team this year, but man, we know each time, no matter who is on the court, as Kleber scores it easy too. Anytime anyone is on the court for either one of these teams, it's going to be tight in a good game. Coach Corey Alford needs a timeout.
Well, they just know how important this is. I mean, this is the start of the conference season. If you can get the Wildcats on a rare 0-1 mark on the Crossroads League, I mean, they've been undefeated in the conference like to start the beginning of the year. So if you can knock them off on the first night, that sets up for really the next couple of weeks here, depending on how you do afterwards. We know Indiana Wesleyan's going to recover from this. You know, they didn't have Pruitt playing tonight. They'll get him back hopefully at some point. But I mean, these two teams and a couple others are going to be in the mix.
Not only that, but think about how scary this team would be if they still had Javen Buchanan, who transferred to Boise State.
Yeah.
I guess you could say the same last year, 2 years ago. Ben Hummerkaus for Huntington. He's now at Illinois playing against Alabama tonight. I don't know if he saw that in his future, but that is his future now. And that just shows you how good this league is night in and night out. They're sprinkled all over the place. Elijah Malone in Colorado, the Gibbs brothers at
it's a green school. Marshall, yes, you're right. And it was a green school. Both of them going together.
It's really amazing to see what kind of athletes can be produced from the NAIA level.
Yeah.
Huntington able to run the baseline here. Good line into Sparks. Great free throw shooter. He's being hounded by a few defenders and slapped from behind by Cleaver. And now the foul game continues, but man, it sure feels like the Foresters are going to knock off a team that was listed as the preseason champion, Huntington, at 2, and you said it. This is not only a resume builder, but now it's only game 1. But if you run the table for a while, you put yourself in a good spot later in the season.
It's that one game advantage that you have over one of the best in the conference. That's won it time and time again in the regular season and in the tournament. And, you know, obviously this is looking way too ahead, but if Huntington were to get another win at Lucky Arena this year, they now have like a tiebreaker scenario to win the conference outright. So this game is very important. Of course, these two teams will meet again to try to even the rubber match, but
Luke Brown misses a bunny. Brouvier another rebound, and now the Foresters just 15 seconds away. Good line. We'll pull it back. The Forester fans will celebrate. Down goes number 3. The 13th ranked Foresters start the year 1-0. Battle of the Beast, and this time the Foresters are on top.
What a fantastic 2 games that we had tonight on a really important night here from a Huntington perspective, the Hoops for Hope. And tell you what, we got 2 very, very good games. The 2 teams splitting in the women's and men's, but this was just the tip of the cap, 97-88 game here. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the second matchup already, Preston.
It'll be a little ways down the road. We will await Coach Corey Alford to join us. The Foresters light it up in the second half. They shoot 56.1% on the night. What a win, 97 points. That is against a extremely disciplined, solid defensive team year in and year out. And Coach Corey Alford, when you get his team inside Platte Arena against a top 15 team, you feel good about his chances at this point.
So many big shots by so many players, whether that be, you know, Elaine Sparks or Max Gizzy or some of the guys that, you know, can have good nights too, but like Drew Goodline and I keep saying Roman Brouvier, he had such a nice night tonight, and all of it just kind of came together, and the Foresters were able to get a complete team win tonight.
So we will await Coach Corey Alford. It's been a special night on and off the basketball court. Talk about what the seniors have done here to raise money for Backpacks of Hope. Now the Forester fans are happy going home as well. Bobby Melby's family, they're happy to win that raffle at halftime as well. And one last time, if you can or are able to donate, you can scan that QR code. And now we have the man of the hour, Coach Corey Alford, coming to join us as he puts on the headset.
Thank you.
Coach Alford, we've had this talk a few times before. That is now your 15th win against a top 25 opponent. You needed your guys to get it going after halftime. They got down big. How did they respond and come away with that big victory?
Honestly, it was leadership on this team is unbelievable. I can go down the line, but the steadiness of Max Gizzy, Jackson Paul, Drew Goodline hit huge shots. We didn't have Landon Jordan and Lane Sparks for the first 25 minutes of that game. And in the past, we were in trouble if that happened. But I thought we stepped up our defense. We found our confidence. And when we guard like that, we can really score the ball. 59 points in that second half. Really, really proud of the effort. I just thought we found a way when we weren't playing well, when things were going against us, our backs were against the wall, we found a way to get enough stops. Really proud of the guys.
Talked about this being one of your best defensive teams, maybe the best in your time here. You win by 9 tonight. Offensively, though, Drew Goodline, 9 of 13, 6 of 7 from deep. We've talked about it time and time again. This guy played 18 games in his first 2 college years. Now he looked like a superstar tonight.
Yep, it's a testament to the work he's put in, the player development that a lot of our guys that have been here now 3-4 years. We're an old team, we're a veteran team. That's what you try to get in college basketball. And I think that showed tonight. We were deep, we had Landon in foul trouble, and I thought KJ and Roman stepped up and played huge minutes. We haven't had that depth that big before. And so I thought they had a great game plan on us. They tried to spread us out. They really exploited a lot of our defensive stuff, which we'll be able to work on here tomorrow. But we had to make shots to get back in that, and Drew's kind of started that whole thing off.
Bethel up next. Obviously, that'll be a tough one as well. They're receiving votes, a little bit of a different team this year. What's the game plan going forward other than celebrating tonight?
I haven't spent a second on Bethel, but Jared has, and so we will be talking here tonight. Every game in this league is no joke, and it's a blast to play in, but it's also extremely challenging. So we got our work cut out for us on Saturday, but that's an awesome win. Incredible environment.
Yes.
That's maybe the best crowd that we've had. Student section was electric. That was a great college basketball game, start to finish.
Sold out crowd here tonight, the most views we've ever had on our channel as well. So nearly 700 live viewers throughout that game. 2 good schools. Corey, congrats. We mean that from the bottom of our heart. We'll see you on Saturday.
2 Forrester Broadcasting legends on the call tonight, man. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, Corey. Coach Corey Alford, Preston husband Ryan Walker. Ryan, every time those 2 teams meet, it's a fun, fast-paced game. You got to get it done defensively. Got to get it done offensively. Maybe not the heroes for HU tonight that we expected, but Goodline, Bruvier, Lane Sparks down the stretch, Max Gizzy. That is not something we've seen from the Foresters for a while. It was a whole team effort.
Yeah, it was certainly team ball tonight from Huntington. They shot well from deep as well to kind of counter Indiana Wesleyan, and it was some of those guys like Bruvier, guys you don't maybe expect to take over the game, nonetheless what they did tonight. And Drew Goodline from deep tonight, that was huge. And as soon as Lane Sparks and Max Gizzy were able to, okay, now we're starting to play like we usually do. They just struggled for a little bit. Credit to IWU's defense for that, but they were able to take over the game and put together a win.
As Joe Yock would say, if he's still listening, Forest fed. HU victorious tonight, 97-88. It's Preston husband Ryan Walker. We want to give a huge shout out to all of our students, the seniors here tonight. One of the best broadcasts I've ever been a part of, Ryan. For all of you that donated at home and listen in, we appreciate you as well. You're donating to a great cause. It was an awesome Hoops for Hope night. Ryan, hope we can do this again.
Yeah, absolutely, Preston. Good to be on the call again.
All right, for the FDN Sports crew, Preston husband, Ryan Walker. We'll talk to you guys on Saturday.
Tonight has been a big night both on and off the court. We have raised a lot of money and awareness for Backpacks of Hope. Here in the room, our fearless team has been able to pack 20 backpacks, which is huge. And through online donations, sponsors, and the raffle tickets, we were able to raise a little over $2,400. Shelly, can you tell us how you feel about that?
Oh my gosh, we are so grateful for everyone who donated tonight. It takes a village to continue Zach's legacy of love for people in need.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and thank you to all of you who contributed. You will be leaving a lasting impact on the community. I'm Sadie Sondag, live in the Plex, FDN Sports.
That's it! Catch and fire. It's on the... He made it!